Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about 7 everyday habits which you could be doing which are going to destroy your testosterone levels. So first of all, I'm going to talk about what testosterone is. It's pretty much the primary male growth hormone. It's responsible for essentially everything. It's responsible for your muscle growth, your mood, how you feel overall, just your levels of fat, your energy, and your ability to focus. So it's literally what gives you the motivation to go out and do what you should be doing. So without testosterone, it's going to cause a lot of issues. It's going to cause depression. Your mental health is literally directly correlated with your testosterone levels. It's going to give you no motivation. You're just not going to be able to feel anywhere near as good as you should be feeling. And obviously, it's going to affect your muscle growth and it's going to lead to high levels of fat. So the first one, your diet is very important for testosterone. So processed foods just destroy your testosterone. This is practically anything which comes in packaging. So you should really be able to understand the ingredient list on anything you buy. If you're looking at the ingredient list and there's something there which you don't understand, you don't know what that is, it's probably just a man-made chemical that's made in a lab, which is just going to tank your testosterone. So the safe option, pretty much the solution to this is to just buy one ingredient meals. This could be chicken, rice, steak, eggs, just anything like that where you know that there isn't any chemicals put in there. And that way you can be sure you're going to avoid this. A lot of foods are just pumped with sugar. That's directly correlated with low testosterone. So make sure you're aware of that. You're looking at the ingredient list. And that's pretty much the solution on this issue. So moving on to plastics. Very common one. This is probably the biggest issue on this list. They're made from chemicals. These chemicals literally seep into your food. If you look in the supermarket, pretty much all meats and everything is just wrapped in plastics. And this is literally just going to seep into the food. Drinking water, you shouldn't really be drinking out of plastic bottles. Even if it says BPA free, which is common for bottles, it's still got other chemicals in it. We'll get to that in a second. This is especially relevant with a lot of gym clothing brands. A lot of them have polyester, nylon, elastane. A lot of them are mostly either like 60% to 100% polyester. So that's literally when your body heats up, when you're exercising, these plastic chemicals are just going to be able to seep through your skin easier. It's probably going to lead to cancer and other stuff like that as well. But effectively, it's just going to lower your testosterone and affect your hormones. So one actionable step you can take to solve this problem, just replace your water bottle that's plastic with a stainless steel water bottle. It's a pretty simple and easy step to do. You could also look at your clothing. They should really be 100% cotton. A lot of gym clothing, that's going to be hard, so aim for about 95% cotton. And getting on to my last point, BPA free, it's a lot of fake advertising. It's actually just replacing the chemicals with BPS and BPF, which you can actually argue are more harmful for you. It's just a bunch of weird chemicals, so it's actually BPA free is pretty much just a scam. Moving on, we've got electromagnetic fields or phone radiation. This is anything from Wi-Fi, 4G, 5G, even Bluetooth on your phone. And literally just the radiation is going to affect your brain. It's going to increase your level of cortisol, which is also going to directly lower testosterone. And it just destroys your hormonal health in general. It completely lowers your testosterone, obviously, and that's going to lead to a lower sperm count because those two are directly correlated as well. So the solution to this, what you can do is you can just put your phone on airplane mode, and obviously you're going to have to take it off from time to time, but when you take it off, you can just put it on right after again after that. So it should constantly be on airplane mode when you're not using your phone. And other than that, never put your phone in your pocket. This one here is a big issue. This is really going to lower your testosterone and your sperm count. So I would just hold my phone. You can buy like an armband to put it on, like people do when they're running and things like that. But yeah, essentially just don't put your phone in your pocket. Another one, very common as well, vegetable and seed oils. This can be anything from rapeseed oils, sunflower oils, vegetable oils, just anything like soy, stuff like that. You shouldn't really be buying anything that comes in a plastic packaging like that. There you can see plastic bottles, sorry. That's just the kind of stuff you really want to avoid. They're all endocrine disruption chemicals. They've been proven to cause cancer. They seep into your cell membrane. Just they've pretty much just been proven to cause a lot of issues, especially in men because it lowers testosterone. So a solution to this is you should really just be cooking with butter, ghee, or olive oil. And you want to be watching out for butter which is spreadable because a lot of spreadable butter, realistically, butter just should not be spreadable at all. So they've just put in rapeseed oils or vegetable oils to make it spreadable, which is very harmful. It's going to mess up your testosterone and your hormonal health, etc. So I mean, just stick to butter, ghee, olive oil. Just don't use vegetable oils when you're cooking. Another one, pretty well known, alcohol leads to a significant decrease in testosterone. It also has other issues. It's going to increase your stress levels and your cortisol, and that's going to directly lower testosterone as well. It's also going to just convert testosterone straight into estrogen. That's oversimplified, obviously, but essentially that's what it does. And it genuinely has a compounding effect, so minimizing the amount of alcohol intake that you have, it is going to have a significant effect overall. So that is a big step you can do. If you're not willing to give it up completely, you can just limit it. So obviously I've mentioned it increases stress levels. They tend to be long term as well, so that's another thing. It doesn't just go away after a week or so. The effect on the brain is very long lasting from alcohol in that sense of increasing cortisol and just your overall stress level. If you are going to drink alcohol, you could probably just go with something like whiskey or vodka. You want to avoid beer. Then the alcohol is just all kind of put into like that much overall. When if you're drinking like 10 bottles of beer to get the same amount of alcohol as like one whiskey shot, it's just a lot of carbs and unnecessary things in there as well, which are going to destroy your gym progress, your testosterone, probably your hormone, definitely your hormones, sorry, as well. And that's just something you could avoid there. So pesticides, this is relatively, it's well known, but it's unknown how big the effect is on us. So all fruit, vegetables, wheat, nuts, grain, soy field, stuff like that, they're all sprayed with pesticides like atrazine, and this is really just going to cause a lot of issues. It does decrease testosterone. It also causes cancer, tumor, birth defects, to name a few. It affects your brain as well and your skin, so it's going to make you more susceptible to, or directly cause cancer as well. So just something you need to be aware of. All pesticides are estrogenic and they directly correlate with low testosterone. So one way you can avoid this, probably it is quite unavoidable for some things like fruit and vegetables, which you obviously want to be eating. Um, I would recommend just washing them with lots of water and go from there. You could try and eat less bread, for example, stuff like that. And one other thing is when the pesticides are dumped in wheat fields, as they are in a lot of countries, they eventually end up in your water supply. So when you're drinking water, it's estrogenic, and that's also going to lower your testosterone even more. So I'll get to that in a second on my next point, but that's also relevant. And then the last one is just drinking straight unfiltered tap water. So tap water contains a lot of estrogenic substances if it isn't filtered. These include fluoride, chloride, pesticides, which I've just mentioned, prescription meds, and also heavy metals like lead. This also doesn't just lower testosterone, it leads to mental illness. Back in the Roman times when everyone was going mad and like the Romans couldn't work out why, it was literally just because there was a ton of lead which was affecting their drinking water. So it causes mental illness as well and lowers testosterone. Another big thing is the birth control chemical EE2. The water filtration systems don't actually filter this out of the water supply. So that's one thing you should be aware of. This is also a reason of why there's an increase in birth defects in a lot of women is because they're literally drinking water which has the hormone from birth control in it, which is going to cause to birth defects. It's going to cause stuff like that happening. So this is kind of stuff you really want to be avoiding here. You don't want to be consuming heavy metals, fluoride. Everything just affects your brain and it's going to lower your testosterone and affect your hormones. So the solution to this is reverse osmosis, water filters, charcoal filters, distillers. One thing to be aware of with distillers and reverse osmosis water filters is they do seep out some of the minerals that are in your water, so you might have to remineralize your water. But apart from that, charcoal filters are a pretty safe option. They're not that effective in reducing stuff like fluoride, so reverse osmosis and distillers are effectively the best option. But charcoal filters will be the cheapest out of these three, and they're gonna remove a lot of heavy metals, they're gonna remove a lot of chloride and prescription meds, and effectively pesticides as well. So yeah, if you can't afford the other two right now, I would highly recommend a charcoal filter. So cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap it up there, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.